Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy Nick Savoy, and today I'm going to teach you how to drastically improve your chances of winning your league. So the first thing that you need to do is before the draft, you need to do between 5 to 15 hours of mock drafts on websites such as ESPN, Yahoo, Fantasy Pros, and Fantasy Football Calculator. This gives you a general idea of where players are going and who to target. Next thing you need to do is you need to make a list of players that you want and print it out. When it comes time to your draft, print out this physical list and have it next to you, preferably with words in big font so you can make quick decisions. I recommend doing your draft in a quiet room on a desktop computer because it allows you to make decisions more faster. And also, some drafts have something called a percentage guesser, and it gives the percentage of play of like the chance that player might be around next round. So it might be worth it to look that up and work it. It might help you get a solid team. One player can change your season. Okay, the next step is to use my secret draft strategy. Now here are some main fundamentals of my secret draft strategy. You take two bell cow running backs in the first 3 rounds. You take one wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. Then you fill in your wide receivers, and then you fill in your flex as a wide receiver, and then you take a running back. Now, if you try, I believe that you can get a number 1 running back on your team as a backup running back. After you do that, you fill in a tight end, and also you take a quarterback late. So I understand that at times, players may fall and you might want to reach for players. So you don't necessarily have to do it in that order. However, I have noticed that if somebody takes Gronk, in the first, second, or third round, I've looked at their team after and it doesn't look that good because those front picks are so valuable. Okay, now that you use my strategy and you have a solid team, it's time to implement and build some habits that you're going to use on a regular basis throughout the entire season. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to listen to 10 to 15 hours of fantasy football podcasts every single week. Some podcasts I recommend are the ESPN Fantasy Podcast, the Pat Mayo Hour Podcast, and Harris Football also does a really good one. This allows you to stay up to date with current trends, hot players, you get multiple opinions. Now the next thing I need you to do is you go on your iPhone iOS and you download SleeperBot. And what SleeperBot does is it's an app that gives you notifications when players get hurt. So for example, Doug Martin, I think 2 years ago, Doug Martin got suspended when he was on the Bucs, and I got a notification that he was suspended for the last 4 games. So it popped up on my phone, and I picked up Jacquizz Rodgers as a free agent. And that is going to allow you to stay up to date on news before other people on your team that may only check the league once every other day. Okay, another habit that you need to do is to work the waiver wire, and that includes your bench. You work the waiver wire every single week to try to improve it. Okay, another habit is early in the season, you need to take a piece of paper and write out your playoff schedule. Who are you going to be starting at that moment? What defenses are they going to take? I'm not sure if you guys play in a Yahoo league, but Yahoo has a setting where it shows the defense and the line, how hard a defense is for that player. That's extremely useful. And you need to find out what your weaknesses are because your playoffs are your bread and butter. You need to win those weeks or else you don't win the championship. So consider stashing defenses. If you see a defense with a weak second half schedule, or if you see a good defense that plays maybe like the Browns, just a good team. And then also work trades to strengthen your playoff schedule. I know that you guys have to get there, but I do believe that you will be able to get there. What was I just about to say? Oh, another thing. Do not be afraid to get rejected from trades. If you want to unload a player, try 30 times throughout your entire league, and if they say no, you have absolutely nothing to lose. Okay, So later in the season, like say 10, 11, 12, 13, these are your last weeks before the playoffs. At that point, you will have an idea of most likely who you're going to play in the playoffs. And it's really good to take a look at their team, write out their schedule, and do research on what players they have, what their weaknesses are. Like for example, if you're going to play somebody, if it's week 13, you're going to play somebody in week 14, you're pretty confident that you are. And if they stream defenses and if their defense has a weak schedule, go to the waiver wire and see what defenses that are available that you can own. That you can literally, you're not going to use it, but just steal from them, because what that allows is that gives them a weakness in their team, which gives you a way better chance of winning. It really, really helps. I call it the checkmate strategy. Now, the last rule is when it comes to playoffs, the number one rule is to start your studs. Don't overthink anything, just start your studs. And the last step of the process is to take your fantasy winnings and enjoy some pizza and some beer. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good luck in your leagues. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And all hail fantasy!